Hey everybody, it's me, Carlos Lopez from hungover.com. Usually I'm the one covering all this stuff, but I'm pretty hungover, so I'm gonna let Chris pop his cherry. So take it away, Chris.
I'm Chris here of Angry Bananas, and right here we have Rusty Moyer.
Hey, yeah, how's it going, guys?
Developer of Bloop for the iPad. So, how'd you come up with Bloop?
Oh, Bloop was came from frustration. I was drinking with my buddies, trying to come up with a better way to. I had a tabletop game, use your phones as wireless controllers, and it's very complicated. The whole thing was hard to set up, and it was like, I need a game we can play right here at the bar, basically without any setup. And so that's where it came from. From frustration. And it's sort of 2, 3, 4 players all on one iPad.
Cool. And have you done any other games before this, or is this your first commercial release?
No, I have a Box Cat. It's a game about a cat that smashes into traffic. It's the opposite of Frog. You're not trying to avoid cars. You're trying to cause pileups. It's kind of like an 8-bit Burnout. It's for iPhone and iPad and the Mac.
Oh, cool. And would you ever think of an installation version of Bloop, with buttons?
Actually, yeah. I was talking with Microsoft today about doing it for the Surface. So the big, not the tablet, but the giant Surface table. Yeah. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be able to work, but it would, if it can work, it would be awesome.
That would be very, very cool. And you having a good time at Indiecade?
Oh God, I'm having more fun than ever. I had a lot of fun at GDC, but the people here they care about interesting games, and I've not had more fun. Yeah.
And what did you vote for? Do you want to say what you voted for your audience and developer choices?
I probably shouldn't, but yeah.
Okay, well, what's your favorite game so far?
Favorite game. I loved Super Space Blank. Oh, you know what? I played Samurai Gun last night with Chris here, and it just kicked ass. It was off the hook. Yes. So Samurai Gun, it was so much fun.
All right, and thank you for your time, Rusty.
Oh yeah.
Hey everybody, my name is Carlos Lopez from hungover.com, and Chris made me do this interview because I'm hungover like crazy, and I'm here with Chris. Oh my God, 2 Chris's.
I know.
Some looper shit going on here. I'm not liking it right now.
Oh, we wanted to go see that movie last night, actually.
It's really good.
Is it?
Well, tell me about Guacamelee. Tell me a little bit about the game.
Sure, definitely. Guacamelee is a 2D brawler that's based in a Mexican-themed world, and it's also an open world, so I'd say it's very Metrovania.
Cool, awesome. So I noticed a lot of inspiration to old school, Latino background art. Now, can you tell me a little bit about the thought and the process that went into this for you guys to choose this kind of theme?
Sure. So we know we had wanted to do a 2D brawler, and our animator Gusto is originally from Mexico, and he said, hey guys, how about for an art theme, we do luchadors and Mexican themed, and we weren't so sure, and then when we started looking at the material that was out there, it was just awesome and so interesting, and it's so underrepresented in video games. Yeah. We said, man, the art style's beautiful in a Mexican world, so we got to do this.
Now, I noticed also as well, the 2-player feels really fresh, and just everything about it just feels like the surrounding and everything. So can you tell me a little bit about the puzzle system that went into this too? Because I noticed there's some puzzles that go with this as well, kind of Portal-ish.
Yeah. So the game also has a lot of interesting platforming, and so one mechanic that we use in that regards is there's always 2 dimensions in our world. So there's the living world and the dead world, kind of along the lines of the Day of the Dead. So what that allows us to do is some platforms exist only in one dimension versus other dimensions. So as you're jumping from one platform, you might have to jump and switch dimensions yourself in order to land on a platform that exists in your dimension. So you can imagine platforming while having to switch dimensions at the same time.
That's cool. So is playing co-op different from playing by yourself?
Yeah, definitely. There's advantages and disadvantages, which is kind of interesting. Flavor to it all. Yeah. So for example, if there's 2 players co-op, sometimes fighting enemies is easier, but you might need to coordinate on the platforming. So for example, you can't have one person switching a dimension on you if you're not aware of it. So it does allow for some griefing, which is pretty funny. Yeah.
So how long has the game been in development?
Let's see. We probably started pre-production about over a year ago.
Okay.
And then we've been in knee-deep production for maybe 6 months.
Awesome. So when are we expecting to see the game from you?
We want the game out early next year. So
And it's available for what system?
it will be available on the PS3 and the Vita initially, and then after that, who knows? But yeah, February, look for it on your Vita or your PS3 or both.
True. Now, also, how are you enjoying Indiecade so far? Response, people coming and checking out the
Yeah,
game.
for sure. You know what? First, being at Indiecade has been an absolute honor, and the response has been really good. So it's very encouraging. You know, we get very isolated sometimes up in Canada, where we're based.
Yeah.
So it's nice to come out and people come up to us and say, "Hey, we've actually heard of your game, and it looks good," and it's just makes you feel good.
Cool. So what's your favorite game in the show so far?
Oh, that's not fair.
You have to be.
You
We're
can't.
asking everybody.
You can't do that. Honestly, my favorite game probably, I'm going to get the name wrong so you can remind me. Space Attack blank.
Okay.
Space something blank. The one over there, the 4-player one.
Oh, Super Shooter.
Super Shooter blank.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, Super Shooter blank.
Yes.
Right now, that's my favorite game here.
Yeah, I would agree so too.
Yeah.
So how can people get in touch with you guys? If on Facebook,
Definitely.
you guys have a Facebook, Twitter?
Yeah, we have Twitter, we have Facebook. You can go to guacamelee.com or go to our company webpage, which is drinkboxstudios.com. Basically, go anywhere. You can sign up to our Twitter or Facebook. Just get hooked into us. We have a mailing list too you can sign up to, and we keep everyone updated.
Cool. Well, Chris, thank you so much for your time. I really
Thanks, Carlos.
appreciate it. Take care. Well, off to more games, guys.
Hi, I'm Chris of AngryBananas.com, and right here I have Richard Hoffmeyer, the developer for Cart Life.
Cart Life.
So, how did you come up with Cart Life?
Oh boy. Man, it's personal experience. I was in a real tough spot. I was making the ham sandwiches of art, which would be yellow page ads in a small town phone book. It's in Mount Vernon, Washington, which is home to American celebrity Glenn Beck and nothing else. And working kind of the night shifts, and I'm like, this sucks. I should make games. And so I didn't know how to program or anything like that. I just thought 30 days I'll give myself to do this, live off the ham sandwich paycheck. And made this game that was the first art game ever made, or so I presumed. And it was very artistic and snooty. Black and white, side-scrolling, exploratory platformer. I honestly thought I was the first person to think of that. I did. And then after I released it, I'm like, oh, well, this game's been made really well by other folks already. But so for my next trick, I'll make a game about street vendors, and I'll do it in 30 days. And it's about 4 years ago, so I missed my deadline a little bit, but here we are.
But I mean, the 4 years paid off, because obviously you didn't have this in 30 days.
No.
And I was talking to you yesterday, and you told me that there was a character you scrapped from the game.
Yeah, that's true. So there were, just trying to cover kind of all the different bases and kind of affect this kind of core video game mechanic of player choice and who you pick as your avatar, your character. And so RPGs, you have like wizards and elves and rangers and things, and gauntlet style. And so for this game, I wanted to represent those different four corners, but ended up scrapping. It was too buggy. And so now we have a Ukrainian newspaper salesman, a single mom who runs a coffee stand, and just kind of a guy who lives alone who sells bagels, I guess. The hot dog guy, who's kind of an asshole, is the guy who got cut, which is too bad because his dialogue was really terrible and mean.
I actually really would have liked to play as a hot dog vendor. I felt that it was kind of weird that was missing. How have you been enjoying Indiecade so far?
Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to articulate it. I mean, it's bonkers. I'm sure there's words for this. I don't yet know them. It's awesome. You know, I don't want to get too tender about it, but I wasn't sure if I would continue making games, if I'd be able to presume to make a contribution to them. But this has kind of changed my mind. It's really exciting. The games here are awesome. The shared interest of all these other folks making really weird stuff in earnest that's really good and really strange. It's awesome. How could I ever choose anything else? It's great.
And have you actually started work on like a new game yet?
Oh yeah, there's several, and they kind of do the same thing that Cart Life did, which is they lie overtly about what they do. So I guess telling you about them would kind of ruin it for you. But the next one that we're going to do is kind of a locked room mystery, Agatha Christie style sort of thing. Hopefully there's a little more to it, but we'll see.
Okay, and do you want to say who you voted for? Or what your favorite game was, rather?
Tough choice. Well, I guess I could tell you now, since by the time you're hearing this, maybe it will have come to pass. We'll see. But Rob Latch of Pop Methodology and Davey Reedon of Stanley Parable, which are awesome games and great candidates.
Yeah.
We were thinking maybe we'd try to get all the developers to vote for like a Barbie game, or maybe like a Madden or something, or NASCAR game.
Something that's totally not an indie
exactly
game
right.
at all.
And so then they'd shamefully have to say the Indiecade Developers' Choice Award goes to Barbie Princess Castle.
Did anyone do it?
You know, I think everyone is saying that they're going to do it, and then they're secretly going to vote for their own game. I'm
You
voting.
guys should all submit 2 ballots.
I'll tell you, I'm voting for the Stanley Parable. It's a great game. And if you haven't played it, I couldn't recommend it with more gusto. It's great.
Well, thanks. Thanks for your time.
Oh, well,
and
kidding. Thanks so much. Thanks, man.